Hey class, just wanted to show you what the Cards2Lab will look like as you work your way through and finish various parts. At the beginning, you won't have any cards on the table at all, just a little man here who represents the card hand and the text on the top and the bottom. So the first thing you'll do is you'll implement two methods in the card table. The first method, when you implement it, will cause cards to appear at the top, but they won't be random cards. They'll just be in whatever order you made them. Then if you implement the shuffle, which is the second method in card table, they'll start appearing randomly at the top, and when you hit reset, you'll see different set of random cards show up. The second part is making the cards be able to add and remove from the card hand, which will show up at the bottom here. So you'll implement the first five or six methods, method add all the way through the method contains, and you'll also implement the act method in card, so that when you click a card, hit run first, you click a card and it'll ask you an index to put it out. If you leave it blank, it should put it at the end of your hand, that's to the right, and if you don't leave it blank, if you give it a number, it should put it at that spot. So here if I want to put the king on the left, I put 0. If I want to put it right after the first position, I put in 1. It doesn't. Most of the methods really don't have to be error-proof, but if it gets an input that causes array index out of bounds or something like that, that's okay. That's expected. But your act method in card should catch if you try and put it at a position like 9 and there's no 9th spot, so it'll just ignore it. Then you'll implement the next 5 little methods in card hand, and then update the card act method a little bit more so that when you click on cards, they'll get removed and put back. And if you press the 1 key, that part's already implemented for you, but if you implement the last method clear of those small methods in card hand, it'll send them all back. It'll remove everything from card hand. The last step after you do that, that's the brunt of it, is to implement shuffling and sorting for your hand. Shuffling you've already done for the cards up here on the top, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to take that algorithm and apply it for card hand. So there's a method in there. So if we add some cards and you hit 2, it should shuffle them. After that, you have to implement sorting. In order to do that, you actually have to write a method in card called compare2. We did sorting algorithms together in class, but those were the integers, and it was very easy to compare them using less than or equal to or greater than symbols. The method compare2 in card will allow you to do something similar, since we can't directly compare cards with those operators. And then you'll use that method in card hand as you write the algorithms for insertion sort and selection sort, which you can use the code that we did together in class as a model for that. So when you hit 3, it should do the selection sort, and 4 will do the insertion sort, which should produce the same result. It'll sort by suits, and then within the suits, the ranks. One useful little bit is that we've included a method for you called debug pause. You can use that to pause after every iteration of the loop while you're testing it to see how it goes step by step. Even if you're sure that it works, it's a great way to understand the algorithm. So here's insertion sort. And if I hit 4, it'll do it, and I've included that debug thing, and it takes a pause about a second every step of the outer loop and shows me one at a time how the array is changing after every loop, which is a very useful thing to understand if your code is working and how the sort's even working at all. Feel free to use that. In fact, we recommend it so that you understand the sorting algorithm.